Welcome to This Week in Panther Athletics. I'm your host, Tyler Stoldt. We're about to start a new semester after coming back from our break. There were several athletic events held during the break, and I want to recap those for you at the start of this show. The men's basketball team won a pair of games in the Sonic Shootout. They won 123-68 over God's Academy, and they also won 115-75 over On Point Hoops Academy. The men's basketball team also won a game 100-76 over Fort Scott Community College. B.J. Jenkins scored a game-high 23 points during that game. The women's basketball team had a longer break than our men with not much action during it. They worked hard and stayed focused, and we'll talk about their first win in conference play here in just a bit. The Panther wrestling squad was in action over break with a 42-9 win over rival Labette Community College. The Panther wrestling squad has moved to number 11 in the latest National Junior College Athletic Association poll. Now let's take a look at this past week in Panther Athletics. The men's basketball team, high-scoring Neosho County, were held to nearly 30 points below their season average as they dropped their Jayhawk conference opener 85-79 to Independence Community College. The Panthers and Pirates traded baskets for the first 8 minutes of the ballgame before either team could open a two-possession lead. Frantz knocked down a three to give the Panthers a 4-point lead. Joe Akule's dunk with 8 minutes 12 seconds left in the first half gave the Panthers their largest lead of the game, only at 8. Independence would close the half on a 20-5 run to take a 42-35 lead to the Lockers at halftime. Frantz led the Panthers in double figures, finishing with 16 points in the contest. Deshaun Terrell, B.J. Jenkins, and Joe Akule each scored 13 points for the Panthers in the loss. Neosho County dropped to 16-3 on the season and 0-1 in conference play with the loss. They will have a week to regroup before they host Labette Community College on January 22nd. Let's take a look at women's basketball. The women's basketball team won against Labette Community College 76-72. It was a very intense game. The Lady Panthers were down by 7 at the half. They came back out with more intensity and ended up with the win. Dina English was the player of the game. She had 18 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. Ashley Grant had 19 points and 8 rebounds, and J.C. Forkiller also chipped in 10 points for the win. Now let's take a look at wrestling. The Neosho County Panthers fell to number 3 Northeastern Oklahoma 34-7 Thursday night. But the final team score did not tell the whole story. On a night that featured 14 wrestlers who were ranked in the top 12 at their weight class, many of the matches came down to the final seconds. The number 11 Panthers spotted NEO 6 points when they forfeited at 125 pounds, with Tim Prescott still out with an injury. The matchup would have featured the nation's number 1 ranked wrestler against Prescott, who is currently number 2. Number 9 ranked Dylan Archer fell 9-7 to number 3 ranked Shelby Kraut in one of the best matches of the night. The Panthers will be back in action January 25th when they travel to Hays, Kansas for the Kansas Cup. I want to wrap up what's going on this coming up week so that you know what's going on with our athletics. On Wednesday, the 22nd, our women's and men's basketball teams will be in action right here at home. The women in action versus Labette Community College at 5:30, and the men in action versus Labette Community College at 7:30. This game is our Back in Black and Academic Awards night. The first 100 fans and 50 students will receive a free Back in Black Neosho County Athletics t-shirt, and fans are encouraged to wear black to the game. Also, this coming up week, on Friday the 24th, we do have track at the Jayhawk Classic in Lawrence, Kansas. On Saturday the 25th, several athletic teams going out. We have wrestling at the Kansas Cup in Hays, Kansas. Also men's and women's basketball, the women taking on Allen Community College at 5:30 p.m. and the men's basketball team versus Allen at 7:30 p.m. right here at home. I want to thank you for joining me this week in Panther Athletics, and I hope you join us back here next week for this season's track preview.